It's your boy Banner, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. Today, my friends, well, you have to excuse me, I'm battling a flu. My wife has the flu, my son not so much, but whew. Anyways, out here and we're doing this thing. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a couple quick repots. I did mention when I did the pruning back and the change of style for this elm that I was going to repot it when it budded out. I guess it all the way out, but I'm going to repot this today, and I have these two little Loropetalum plants grown from cuttings that I am going to repot as well. They give you a nice little pinkish, purplish kind of a flower. I just love this plant. I love it. And I get two. So I'm going to repot them. I had them for a little bit growing, and now I think it's time that I could repot them. So that is what we're up to today. Quick, fast, as fast as possible, and in a hot hurry. So let me just go. So I'm going to start with these two guys now. Let me see if I could get them out easily. Yep, this one at least comes out easy. And to be very fair, those are a lot of parrots passing. To be very fair, I don't know how these root systems take on this particular species, how it would take to root work. So, as it's a recent plant, recent enough, I'm going to kind of do a slip pot. I think that's the smarter thing to do. Give it an opportunity to take off a bit more, and then I could probably do some root work after doing some investigations or whatever the case is on this particular species. As I said, I love this species. I get two of it, and I'm making our magic. Oh my, that's now, hold on. I am fidgeting all over the place because I don't want to make mess and forget that I need to bring my little tray. Now I have the bigger dirt collector that I got from my friend Candice from Canada, but that's for a bigger work. So I just lightly scraping the top, and I'm going to lightly scrape the bottom, scrape the side just a little bit, and you could see it has the development of what they call that mycorrhiza. There's a better development of that on the sides here, which is a good thing. And this is all that I'm going to take off for now. Right? Put this to spread a bit, and put this into a new pot with some fresh soil. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. And let's see. Now this one has more roots than the other. So I'm going to give it a little scrape to the top, kind of identifying where the nabari starts from, that flare, because it's something that I want to encourage. And you can see that there's a root going around that are kind of loosening up. I'm not going to cut it back, and the reason I'm not going to cut it back is because I'm not doing a full root prune on this. I just lightly interfere with it, lightly. When it takes off, I'm gonna plant this and give this a year to really and truly catch itself. And when it takes off, really and truly takes off, then I will do some root work on this, to get it or start getting it to where I want it to be. But for now, it's just a matter of giving it that space so that it could grow on that soil. So this is it. I think for now, and let's get these guys potted up. Yeah, this for some might be a bit of an overpot, but not for me. I want for these trees to take off in vigor and to gain that size and that girth, so I am opting to put them into these training pots, and let's see how that goes. So let me get a base layer of soil into this, and there we go. I thought I wanted to keep that root, but nah. I think there are enough feeder roots to help this tree to survive. So I'm going with that. I am going with that. Right, so on to the second one. I mounted the soil a little bit high to facilitate making sure that I have good coverage. Yeah, so second guy, he has a little slant on him, which ain't so bad. I kind of like it. I like the slant. See it? I like that slanted look. He's not straight. What you see me putting here is a little bit of slow release fertilizer, so that these don't burn the roots, and it will help boost the tree or the young plant. And I have little bits of eggshell in my soil mix as well. Okay, so have the both of them potted up, and what I'm going to do is to reduce a little bit of the strain on these just by stepping back a little bit. Nothing big, nothing much. I love these color leaves that this tree gives. So I'm looking to take back to things that fanning outward. That is it for these two. So I snipped a bit of it. I didn't take away any kind of roots to talk about except for one. And this is it. This is one. This is two. This one has a bit of a slant. Kind of like that a lot. So let's see how these guys develop. And yeah, let's move on to the main event. Well, let's see. Alrighty. So now for the main event. And let me see if I could get this out of this pot without having to crack the pot. As I say, this is a guy. This is a very old guy that I don't think has ever been repotted, and there's a possibility that he might be root bound. You know, so let me see if I could get it out easily enough. So without keeping you all for that, I'm gonna pause for a bit and try my best to get this out as quickly as possible, hoping that I don't have to crack the pot, as I said. Yeah, so I'm coming back. Well, my friends, I tried to get it out. I used this. I used this. I tried to use this as well. But the pot had a curve on the inside, which means, unfortunately, all of the trees that I have in pots with curves like this would prove to be a problem in the future. So I need to look into that quick, fast. Anyways, let's look at the tree and let's get to it. So my friends, this is the elm. This is the bottom of it. The roots were going around and around in circles. So what I'm going to do is give this a scraping. Probably try to take away one or two of these massive roots. Not too grandeur of overdoing the root work, but you know, trying to get it, setting it on the right path to create that that nice root spread that I want to get. So with that said, I have my trusty tray, and let me start the scraping. So this is proving to be a lot of work, so I'm going to use the hose for this. I'm going to have to use the hose for this because this root ball is very compacted. Very, very compacted. So let me see how much I can scrape to the top and then use the hose to the bottom, and we're going to come back and take a look and see what happened. Yeah? Now my friends, I gave it a wash. I raked out a bit. And this is crazy because I don't know where to start a cut from, to be honest. I have no idea where to start a cut. But I'm going to cut, and I'm going to see what happens at the end of my cutting. Hopefully I don't overcut, or you know, it's better that you undercut rather than you overcut. So hopefully I don't overcut. But these roots were wrapping around and around in that pot. Look at that. So I estimate that I have to get rid of all of these long wrapping roots, and then I will see what I could do. Yeah, I am very dirty. Well, my t-shirt has mud on it, but I have reached quite a ways in removing some of those roots that were going round and round in circles, and some of the larger roots towards creating a better root system eventually. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I have gotten myself into positions where I operated as though Rome was built in a day. And when you take stock, I do a heaping set of nonsense rather than taking my time with the material. You know, so I was scraping around and I moved, as I said, I moved a lot of roots. I removed a lot of the circling roots. Let me just give you a little look at that, which is a testament to how old this tree really and truly was and how long it has been in this particular pot. Quite some time. Look at these really very long circling roots, some of them a foot long, some of them a foot and a half long, some of them, this is what, a 2 foot long root, you know. So this has been a bit of work, you know. I appreciate it, I like it. Anything to push that boundary. What I'm looking for is to make sure that I have this root is broken here. Make sure that I have fine feeder roots coming out so that when I pot it, it does well. And I have a root here, and this is it for this tree. I need to get a sharp pair of scissors to cut this back. So let me cut this back and then let's get to potting this up. Yeah. So I put down a base layer of soil into the pot, and let's see, what is the front? Is this the front? Nah. Is this the front? Yep, this is a better front. Look at it from your angle here, or like that. No, the other side is the better front. So this pot is a mite bit shallow, so settling him in, and I'm going to fill this up with some soil. I'm going to write it off center so it has room on either side to grow, for new roots to spread out massive. It has room in the back, it has room in front. Let me see. Do I need to give it a bit of an angle? I think that is better. Yeah, that's better. Because, let me turn it to you. Tell me what you think about this angle. I mean, I'm going to plant it in this angle anyway. But let me know what you think. Root going back in. Yeah. This is a good angle for it, as I can see right now. So I'm going to pot it up like this. And yeah, let's hope for the best. So, on to potting. repotted it up, and I just put a bit of sphagnum moss to the top. When I wet it, it will hold a bit of moisture. And do I prune back anything, or do I just leave this to do what it does? And then I have some stuff that growing in some directions that I don't necessarily want, because I want everything to come in a windswept kind of a way, you know, which is this way. But we're going to work on that. We're going to keep working on that, because I don't want to have to use wire on this. That is not what I want. I want this to be able to make a natural looking windswept without the use of wire. Yeah, so that is it. Let me bring you in for a closer look, and we're done for today. This is the base of the tree, my friends. This is the back of it. As I come around, I mounded the soil a little bit high just to facilitate. And as I come up into the tree, this is the branch structure that we have. As I say, I'm trying to develop a windswept style. So you have like this branch that's shooting straight out at you. All those things will be corrected in the future. That is the front. This is a side, which looks kind of nice. This is another side, and as you can see, the new branches growing up and out. This is the back of the tree, and this, as we go around to the back, this is a contemplation here. Should this be taken off, or should this be left? You know, because this has there's a lot of branches on this. Sorry for my hand was in the way. There's a lot of branches on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot, more than 4. And if I take this off, it's going to leave a very, very, very empty space, unless I make a change in the direction of the tree again. And if I take this off, it means that I'm going to have to take this off as well, which is a nice kind of branch, and leave the windswept up to this alone. So let me bring you back to the front to show what that would look like. Well, this is not the front, this is the back. This is the front. So what would that look like? And I'm watching the tree and I'm not watching the camera. I am sorry, my friends. So it would come up, and this would be the new branch here. This would be another branch here, but this would probably have to be removed as well, because it is crossing this. Oh, so decisions have to be made. But as it stands right now, I am happy with the natural look of it. You know, if this is the front, I will have to remove this eventually, because it is crossing, as you can see, it's crossing this main branch here. So as it comes up, this could be a main, this could be a main, but this is crossing. So I'm wondering if to take it off now. Nah, not yet. No, I know you're seeing something dying in the back there. That was one of the not taking my time and rushing the situation type situations that could happen when you don't pay attention to the finer details. I put some wire on a big ficus green mound, and I did not have raffia, so I used wire alone. And I heard one crack, to be very honest. I heard one crack. And when I stopped, I saw the one crack. I said, all right, no problem. When I looked at it some days later, I saw there were several cracks, and as a result, the entire top of that tree is dying off, which is sad, right? But it opens up the avenue, it opens an avenue for another type of experiment that I could do with this. Piggybacking off of something I saw Nigel Saunders do, where he repotted another tree on top of a ficus on top of a ficus and call it the Frankenstein ficus, I believe, I think. Yeah. Anyways, that is what I could probably do with this. Because I wasn't comfortable with the branch to begin with. It was too tall, it was way too, it was far away from the rest of it. So, that's a work in progress there. Anyways, that's it for today, my friends. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, voice going. And as I usually say, be good to yourself, be good to others, treat people how you want to be treated. And always remember that our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. Yeah? Alright. Well, take care. I will see you all soon. Bye.